Oh dear. Your call, please. Operator, I've been dialing Murray Hill 40098 now for the last 3/4 of an hour, and the line is always busy, but I don't see how it could be busy that long. Will you try it for me, please?
Murray Hill 40098. One moment, please.
How it could be busy all the time. It's my husband's office. He's working late tonight, and I'm all alone in the house. My health is very poor, and I've been so nervous all day.
Ringing Murray Hill 40098.
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, George.
Yes, sir.
Who's this? What number am I calling, please?
Heard from our client. He says the coast is clear for tonight.
Yes, sir.
Where are you now?
In a phone booth.
Okay.
You know the address. At 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around to the bar on 2nd Avenue for a beer. Be sure that all the lights downstairs are out. There should be only one light visible from the street. At 11:15, a subway train crosses the bridge. It makes a noise in case her window is open and she should scream.
Oh, hello? What number is this, please?
Okay, I understand.
Make it quick, as little blood as possible. Our client does not wish to make her suffer long.
A knife? Okay, sir.
Yes, a knife will be okay. And remember, remove the rings and bracelets, and the jewelry in the bureau drawer. Our client wishes it looks like a simple robbery.
Okay, I get.
Oh, how awful. How despicably.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've just been cut off.
I'm sorry, madam. What number were you calling?
Why? It was supposed to be Murray Hill 40098, but it wasn't. Some more must have crossed. I cut into a wrong number, and I've just heard the most dreadful things. I'm more there. And operator, you simply have to retrace that call at once.
I beg your pardon, madam. I don't quite.
I know it was a wrong number. I had no business listening, but these two men, they were cold-blooded fierce. Some poor innocent woman who was all alone in the house, near a bridge, and we get to stop them. We get to.
What number were you calling, madam?
Doesn't matter. That was the wrong number, and you dialed it, and we got to find out what it was immediately.
But, madam,
Why are you so stupid? Look, it was obviously a case of a little slip of the finger. I told you to try Murray Hill 40098 for me. You dialed it, but your finger must have slipped. I was connected with some other number. I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. Now, I simply fail to see why you couldn't make the same mistake again. On purpose, why you couldn't try to dial Murray Hill 40098 in the same careless sort of way.
Murray Hill 40098? I will try it to get it for you, madam.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Murray Hill 40098 is busy.
Operator.
Yes, madam. I am sorry. What number were you calling?
You, for once, forget what number I was calling and do something specific. Now, I want you to trace that call. It's my civic duty. It's your civic duty to trace that call and to apprehend those dangerous killers. And if you won't,
I will connect you with a chief operator.
please.
This is the chief operator.
Operator, I want you to trace a telephone call, immediately. I don't know where it came from and who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it be tracked down because it was about a murder. Yes, a terrible cold-blooded murder of a poor innocent woman tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Is it for me? Can you track down those men?
It depends, madam.
It depends on what?
It depends on whether the call is still going on. If it is live call, we can trace it on the equipment. If it's been disconnected, we can't.
Disconnected.
If the parties stop talking to each other.
Oh, but of course they must stop talking to each other by now. There was at least 5 minutes ago, and they didn't sound like the type who could make a long call.
Well, I can try tracing it. Now, what is your name, madam?
Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Elbert Stevenson. But listen,
And your telephone number?
42295. But if you go on wasting all this time,
And what is your reason for wanting this call traced?
My reason? Well, for heaven's sake, isn't it obvious? I overheard two men. They're killers. They're planning to murder this woman. It's a matter of the police.
Have you told the police?
No, how could I?
You're making this check into a private call purely as a private individual?
Yes, but meanwhile.
Well, Mrs. Stevenson, I seriously doubt whether we could make this check for you at this time just on your say-so as a private individual. We have to have something more official.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you mean to tell me that I can report a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Why, it's perfectly idiotic. Alright, then I will call the police. Ridiculous.
Your call, please.
The police department, please.
Ringing the police department.
Police Department, Prison 43, Daffy speaking.
Police department? Oh, this is Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Albert Smith Stevenson of 53 North Sutton Place. I am calling to report a murder.
Eh?
I mean, the murder has been committed yet. I just overheard the planet over the telephone, over a wrong number that operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down that call myself, but everybody's so stupid, and I guess in the end, you're the only people who could do anything.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. Two men were talking and they were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in the house near a bridge.
Yes, ma'am.
And there was a private patrolman in the street. He's going to go around for a bar on 2nd Avenue. And there was some third man, a client who was paying to have this poor woman murdered. And they're going to take her rings and bracelets and use a knife. Well, it's unnerved me dreadfully that I'm not feeling well.
I see. When was all this, ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Oh, then you can do something? You do understand?
And what is your name, ma'am?
Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Stevenson.
And your address?
53 North Sutton Place, that near a bridge, the Queen Boris Bridge, you know, and we have a private patrolman on our street, and 2nd Avenue.
And what was that number you were calling?
Maury Hill 40098, but that wasn't the number I overheard. I mean, Maury Hill 40098 is my husband's office. He's working late tonight. I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home. I am invalid, you know, and it's the maid nights off, and I hate to be alone, even though he says I'm perfectly safe as long as I have a telephone right beside my bed.
Well, we'll look into it, Mrs. Stevenson, and see if we can check it with the telephone company.
But the telephone company said that they couldn't check the call if the parties have stopped talking. I've been taking care of that.
Oh, yes.
Personally, I feel you ought to do something far more immediate and drastic than just check the call. What good does checking the call do? If they stop talking, by the time you track it down, they already have committed the murder.
Well, we'll take care of it, lady. Don't worry.
I say the whole thing call for a search, a complete and thorough search of the whole city. I'm very near a bridge. I am not far from the 2nd Avenue, and I know I'll feel a whole lot better if they send a radio car to this neighborhood at once.
And what makes you think the murder is going to be committed in your neighborhood, ma'am?
Oh, I don't know. This coincidence is so horrible. 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
2nd Avenue is a long street, ma'am. And do you happen to know how many bridges there are in the city of New York alone? Not to mention Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, and the Bronx. And how do you know there isn't some little house on Staten Island and some little 2nd Avenue you've never heard about? How do you know they were talking about New York at all?
But I hear the call on New York dialing system.
How do you know it wasn't long distance call you overheard? Telephones are funny things. Look, lady, why don't you look at it this way? Supposing you hadn't broken in on that telephone call? Supposing you got your husband the way you always do? Would this murder have made any difference to you then?
I suppose not, but it's so inhuman, so cold-blooded.
A lot of murders are committed in this city every day, ma'am. If we could do something to stop them, we would. But a clue of this kind that's so vague isn't much more use to us than no clue at all.
But surely,
Unless, of course, you have some reason for thinking this call is funny and that someone may be planning to murder you.
me? Oh no, I hardly think so. I mean, why should anybody? I am alone all day and night. I see nobody except my maid Louise. She's a big 200-pounder. She's too lazy to bring up my breakfast tree. And the only person is my husband Albert. He's crazy about me, adores me, wait on me hand and foot. He certainly left my side since I took 12 years ago.
Well, then, there's nothing for you to worry about, is there? And now, if you just leave the rest to us.
But what will you do? It's so late. It's nearly 11 o'clock.
We'll take care of it, lady.
Will you broadcast it over the city and send squads and warn your radio cars to watch out, especially in suspicious neighborhoods like mine?
Lady, I said we take care of it. Just now I got a couple of other matters here on my desk that require my immediate.
Oh, idiot. Now, why did I do that? Now he'll think I am a fool. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he?
Your call, please.
Operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Maury Hill 40098 again? I can think what's keeping him so long.
Ringing Marhill 40098. The line is busy. Shall I?
I can hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. If I could only get out in this bed for a little while. If I could get a breath of fresh air or just lean out in the window and see the street. Hello, Albert? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, what's the matter with his phone? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, for heaven's sake, who is this? Hello, hello, hello.
Your call, please.
Hello, operator. I don't know what the matter with his phone tonight, but it's possibly driving me crazy. I've never seen such infinite miserable service. Now look, I am invalid and very nervous, and I'm not supposed to be annoyed, but if this keep on much longer.
What seems to be trouble, madam?
Well, everything's wrong. The whole world could be murdered for all you people care, and now my phone keeps ringing.
Yes, madam.
Ringing and ringing and ringing every 5 seconds or so, and when I pick it up, there's no one there.
I'm sorry, madam. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put through that call, whatever it is, at once.
I am afraid that is not possible, madam.
Not possible, and why, may I ask?
The system is automatic, madam. If someone is trying to dial your number, there is no way to check whether the call is coming through the system or not, unless the person who is trying to reach your complaints to his particular operator.
Well, of all the stupid, complicated, and meanwhile, I've got to sit here in my bed, suffering every time the phone rings, imagining everything.
I will try to check it for you, madam.
Check it, that's all anybody can do, for all the stupid, idiotic. Oh, what the use? Hello, hello, stop ringing. Do you hear me? Answer me. What do you want? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Structure.
Hello, is this Plaza 42295?
Yes, this is Plaza 42295.
This is Western Union. I have a telegram here from Mrs. Albert Stevenson. Is there anyone there to receive the message?
I am Mrs. Stevenson.
The telegram is as follows. Mrs. Albert Stevenson, 53 North Sutton Place, New York, New York. Darling, terribly sorry.
Tried to get you for last hour, but line busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. Tonight on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy, love, signed Albert. Oh no. That is all, madam. Do you wish us to deliver a copy of the message? No, thank you. Thank you, madam. Good night. Good night. No, it isn't true. He couldn't do it when he knows I'll be all alone. It's some trick, some fetish.
Your call, please.
Operator, try that Maury Hill 40098 number for me just once more. Please.
Ringing Maury Hill 40098.
He's gone. Oh, Albert, how could you? How could you? I can be alone tonight. I can't. If I am alone one more second, I don't care what he says or what expenses. I'm a sick woman. I'm entitled.
This is information.
I want the telephone number of Henry Hospital.
Henchley Hospital? Do you have the address, madam?
No, it's somewhere in 70s, though it's a very small, private and exclusive hospital where I had my appendix out 2 years ago. Hency, Henc.
One moment, please.
Please, hurry. And please, what time is it?
I don't know, madam. You may find out the time by dialing Meridian 71212.
Oh, for heaven's sake, could you?
The number of Henchley Hospital is Butterfield 70105, madam.
Butterfield 70105.
Henchley Hospital. Good evening.
Nurses Registry.
Who was it you wish to speak to? Please.
I want the nurses registry at once. I want a third nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night.
I see. And what is the nature of the case, madam?
Nerves. I'm very nervous. I need something and companionship. My husband is away and I am.
Have you been recommended to us by any doctor in particular, madam?
No, but I really don't see why all this catechism is necessary. I want a third nurse. I was a patient in your hospital 2 years ago, and after all, I don't expect to pay this person.
We quite understand that, madam, but registered nurses are very scarce just now, and our superintendent has asked us to send people out only on cases where the physician in charge feels it is absolutely necessary.
Well, it is absolutely necessary. I am a sick woman. I am very upset. I am alone in this house. I am invalid. And tonight, I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me dreadfully about a murder, a poor woman who was going to be murdered at 11:15 tonight. In fact, if someone doesn't come at once, I am afraid I'll go out of my mind.
I see. Well, I'll speak to Miss Phillips as soon as she comes in. And what is your name, madam?
Mrs. Phillips. And when do you expect her in?
I really don't know, madam. She went out to super at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, but it's not 11 yet. Oh, my clock has stopped. I thought this was running down. What time is it?
Just 14 minutes past 11.
What's that?
What was what, madam?
Just check it now. In my own telephone, I thought someone had left her receiver off the hook on the intention phone downstairs.
I didn't hear it, madam. Now about this.
But I did. There's someone in this house, someone downstairs in the kitchen, and they're listening to me now. I won't pick it up. I won't let them hear me. I'll be quiet. And they think, but if I don't call someone now, will their sail down? There'll be no time.
Your call, please.
Operator, I am in desperate trouble.
I cannot hear you, madam. Please speak louder.
I don't care. There's someone listening. Can you hear me now?
Your call, please. What number are you calling, madam?
You've got to hear me. Oh, please, you've got to help me. There's someone in this house. Someone's going to murder me. And you've got to keep in touch with... Oh, there he is. He's put it down. He's put down the intention. He's coming. He's coming upstairs. Give me the police department. The police.
Ringing the police department.
Police department, Daffy speaking.
Sorry, wrong number.